I think I'm done. What's going on? I think we're good. I think it's working. Man, how long has it been since I've live streamed, man? It's been a second or two. Let me send this through to my Discord and then we'll get started, okay? I've live streamed, man. Send it through my Discord. Right. It's on the Discord now. Should be thing. Great, here we go. Hello everyone. So, I recently went on a Revolver AGZ stream and spoke a little bit about it, but we didn't get very long on there. And I realized quite a lot of you want to know more about the game, and I haven't really explained it super well. So, I'm going to be doing this here. This is going to be left on the YouTube channel as well, so if you ever want to go back and rewatch it, like, it's just there. But we're going to go over every single thing I plan to do within the next 2 to 3 years. Full transparency, no secrecy at all. Every single plan I've got for RoZERO is in this slideshow. Every single plan. So, it's a lot. I hope you're willing to sit with me here for the next hour and a half. Maybe longer. I don't know how long it's going to take me to type it. We'll talk about it a little bit. I'll answer some questions about them as we're going through the chat. As we're going through each slide. My brother. My brother. My brother. Nico Zargus, thank you for the 50. Thank you for the £50. Thank you, my brother. This is amazing. That's the highest I've ever had. In fact, you're currently... I think the highest donation I ever had on YouTube was like one singular pound coin 3 years ago when I beat Muck. So that's technically the big one. Thank you very much, my friend. I promise you that 50 will not go towards CSGO cases this time. It's going to go towards something of more value. Actual gambling, horse races, guys, come on. Horse races. But no, guys, thank you. I appreciate you very much. Nikos, give me a Discord ping. I'll give you a roll or something, man. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with all this kind of stuff. Again, I'm not the Rel brothers. I don't have these like previous experiences for this kind of stuff. We're figuring it out as we go along, man. My Discords had to have like 1 million rule changes per second each time I do things. So, yeah, thank you guys. You ready? Bit of RoZERO, huh? Bit of RoZERO. This took me some time to set up. It's about 40 panels. A lot of writing. So we'll get started. I just get straight into it. There you go. What is RoZERO? Quite simply, RoZERO is an open-world Roblox RPG set in the world of ReZero. The game will be the only true ReZero game on Roblox. There have been a few attempts at a ReZero game by others, but they have all fallen short and underprovided. I'm talking about Ro Infinite Zero here. I'm sure some of you might know who Ro Infinite Zero is. Oliver, thank you. Tier 3. Oliver spends too much money on me. I'm gonna have to give him back this money at some point in my life. But thank you, Oliver. Big supporter. He's been here 10 trillion years. Oliver's the goat. Oliver's the goat. Oliver's the goat, guys. Oliver's the goat. You guys need to know this. Oliver's the goat. He's always been the goat. Okay. But what I'm talking about when I say other ReZero games have underprovided, I'm saying that there was one a long time ago called Ro Infinite Zero, and it was the only ReZero game on Roblox that maybe got close to doing something, but it was okay. It was okay. There is some references in RoZERO to Ro Infinite Zero as well, if you're curious. There's like a few here and there, NPC-wise, little jokes here and there you might get if you played it, but it doesn't matter. RoZERO attempts to bring the world of ReZero to a new audience, attracting new fans to the series while being a faithful representation of the anime. So today we're going to be speaking a bit about that and how I intend to make it as faithful as I can. So hopefully, you'll see the plan. You'll see the vision. First off, what is different about RoZERO? Although it would be the only open world ReZero game, there isn't enough to make it stand out. So RoZERO offers a unique return by death based progression system, where you return back in time upon death, losing your data up to your last checkpoint. So, it'll also have a unique stat system which blends the simplicity of a skill tree with the complex talent system known for its appearance in Deep Woken, and much more to come. We'll talk more about the return by death system later, but it's the whole reason you would play RoZEro in the first place. How do you get talents? You'll see. We'll talk about it. Everything is in this, man. You'll ask questions, but you'll realize every single thing that you can think of is in this thing, dude. I was asking questions all night on the Discord. It is full to the brim. It is full to the brim with questions, okay? Wait for the music to change. Please give me... unlucky. We're hoping... I put random songs on the playlist. I was hoping for Showdown, but it doesn't... We don't get what we want. What can you expect from RoZEro? The goal is to currently reach up to Arc 3 worth of content for the series, with the odd item or mechanic from future arcs here and there. Thank you, Red Shade, for the $5.99. Game looks fire, bro. Please keep it up. You're sure to become one of the best games on Roblox. We hope. We pray. This is a passion project, so overall, it's a game I want to make. It's a game I want to play. I intend to play it myself, and I'm just kind of giving you guys access to it at the same time, right? Does that make sense? It's both and both. So half and half. The goal is that I want to make a game that I would want to play, and then every ReZero fan that would also want to play this game is welcome to join me. That's the point. Big updates are planned, based on either adding the start of an arc or a group of people, such as the Witch's Cult. So big updates mostly are arc updates, but in between that there will be smaller updates that give mechanics that should exist. You'll think this is a lot of stuff to add, but later on I'll explain to you how it's actually pretty reasonable to do on my own. I'm not saying I will do it on my own, but like I'm saying I could do it on my own, right? The update schedule is planned to be around bi-weekly, with bigger updates being worked on in the background. So, RoZEro will be playable to the public before full release as well. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to get in before the game says released or fully out or whatever the hell. There'll be plenty of opportunities. Like plenty. This presentation's ass? It is. But the reason it's ass is because it's so fucking long, and I don't know how to use Google Slides, my friend. We did not do them in school. I did not know how to do it. Right. So, just to speak a tiny bit more about that. Current goal is to reach Arc 3 with the content for release. Release is Arc 3 with the content. But you'll still be able to play during... maybe not Arc 1, but Arc 2 content. When do you see the release of the game? You'll see. We'll talk about it later. What is the release plan? Well, actually, we'll talk about it now, apparently. I forgot my stuff. Don't worry. As I said previously, RoZEro is set to release with the content up to Arc 3, Return to the Royal Capital. But before release, I'll host many open testing sessions where anybody can join and give their feedback on the game. Anybody now. Free. Anybody. Doesn't matter. You don't have to pay for nothing. Full free. There will also be a permanent open demo of the game's combat and a few mechanics, which is also completely open to the public. RoZEro is planned to release within a year. Merely speculation. Maybe a bit longer than a year if I'm very slow, but I promise you, I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Just give me a sec, you know? Just give me a sec. Where can you go to the testing? Again, we'll talk about it later. There will be an open demo that gets opened up. So that is like... How do I word it? Yeah, there will be an open demo that gets opened up, and it will stay open. That will come out in like a month. Thank you again, Nikos Argus. I beg of you, please stop spending your money. Not to be annoying, but I can't thank you. Name's Nikos Argus. Yeah, I will find it. I will contact you. I will find it. I'll come back. I'll find these things. Thank you again, though. Nikos Argus. That's £100, man. I think that's more money I've made. I think that there is more money than RoZEro is ever gonna make. It's more money than RoZEro is ever. Dude, I've got like no game pass banned, bro. I'm gonna make nothing from this. Thank you very much. Again, I don't know how to react, man. That's too much money. Thank you very much. Character creation. We'll go on. We'll get there. Character creation. RoZEro plans to have a character creator, where you can choose many aspects about your appearance. They're listed here as eye shape, eye color, mouth shape, skin tone, hair type, hair color, gender, male or female. We don't allow the third option. And character name, which is optional. The character name just changes how NPCs talk to you, and basically nothing else. But it's there. And gender being male and female is specifically a jab at Deep Woken for having the masculine and feminine one, where they just refuse to gender any character. It's a full jab at them just to be a dick, you know? There is no race mechanic in the game, as it does not fit the story of the game. There will also be no game passes for character creation. So you do not have to pay for a fucking eye shape. I think that's ridiculous. When you play games like Holy War X and you gotta pay for your faces, fully fuck yourself. It's free. Okay? Also, creation is currently planned to take place in mini-stop like old RoZERO. So, there's that. Somebody just asked me in my Discord thingy. Somebody just asked me... This is going to be a short presentation? Yeah, no, it's got about 40-something slides. So, might take a second. After character creation. Once you've created your character, you'll see a cutscene of the opening scene of ReZero, but Subaru is replaced with your character. Later on in game, you'll be able to customize your character even more than in the character creation screen. So, later on, you'll have the option to choose your magic affinity or spirit affinity. I mean, they're kind of the same thing, so they're in the same category. You'll be able to change your clothes and armor using equipment. You may lose a limb depending on what power you take. It's a little hard to explain that one, but it's not. You don't lose it from combat, but you lose it from other methods. So you could be a one-armed ReZero player that cannot use a second weapon, and would also be unable to use certain skills because you don't have a left hand. So there's that. Also, there might be a scarring option of some sort. I'm not really sure, but it would be changeable later on. If you do a difficult fight, and you get really close to it, I might give people the option to choose if they want to scar. Real shank stuff, yeah, exactly. Many other things in game will also change your appearance. For example, the six-path magic will cause your eyes to be yellow and blue like RoZERO. It's kind of a specific obtainment method to get that, so you do kind of become RoZERO. It's kind of hard to explain. So choices will affect how your character looks. I'll mention another one real quick. The Unseen Hands Authority will automatically make your skin more green. You can undo that if you want. You can go back to like a character creation place and, you know, unchange it, but your character will change how he looks based on what you've done to it. So, that's the idea. You want to be green? You don't want to be green? You guys don't want to be green? Come on, guys. I want to be green. Anyway. I forgot that was going to fade in. My bad. It was going to slowly fade like this as I talked. Kind of forgot that was there. Starting equipment. RoZERO starts you out with completely nothing except a simple set of clothing. This is a black shirt and trousers, nothing more, nothing less. So in the future, you might be able to upgrade your starting equipment for other slots and stuff, like Echo's work and Deep Woken, but currently the only thing you start with is your two hands. And at least Subaru had a phone, but you don't get a phone because you're a bum. You got no money. You're poor, so you don't have a phone. Lol. Story content. RoZERO has no mainline story content. No main story content. But there is an overarching story within the world. Most of RoZERO's story is told through smaller side quest storylines, which are once per character story quests you can only play through like one time. With potential choices and endings that typically give unique rewards for completing them, which is not XP and money. Doesn't necessarily mean that the quest reward is like some godly power per quest, but it does mean that, you know, you could get like a special weapon depending on a quest and stuff, or like a talent. It really is like kind of subjective. For example, the Kadamon questline, the Appa guy if you don't know his name, starts off when you find his daughter and you know, return her to her mother, and that'll put you in good favor with him, and you're able to do his storyline, which will be a custom-made story that didn't happen in the show, to do with Kadamon and his apples. Appas. And you will be able to get something. There is a power at the end of that, and it's probably worth doing. Also, I would recommend to all players that you go to Kadamon first. It's kind of the best early checkpoint in the game. Also, a lot of early good ways to get money and get some resources. So, I'm gonna be honest, go to Kadamon. Return by death. This is something we spoke about earlier slightly, but here we are. I have separated Return by Death. I have separate Return by Death. What is this guy spelling? I can't spell it. I can't type apparently. I have separated Return by Death from the idea of authorities. So giving it to every single player as a progression mechanic. My reasoning? What would a ReZero game be without it, guys? What would a ReZero game be without it? Right. When you die, you go back in time to your last checkpoint, resetting your level, equipment, talents, storyline advancements, reputation, and much more to what it was at the time. Just to paraphrase this a little bit, you will drop any item you did not have at your checkpoint, So if you want an item to be undroppable, you must save your game, make a new checkpoint with the item in your inventory. So, again, it's a semi-wipe. The game is not permadeath, but it could be if you're an idiot. If you don't save your game, like if you don't make new checkpoints quite often, you're gonna get cooked. And yeah, you can make checkpoints. It's a little hard to describe, but I'll talk about it later a little bit. Meaning it's truly return by death. Currently, you update your checkpoints by talking to an NPC that considers you friendly. There will be more methods to update it in the future, but if you wanted to play the game without saving at all, without doing any checkpoint at all, you probably could. So if you want the permadeath experience, just don't save your game. But this is a soft core permadeath, basically. I think permadeath games. Oh, okay, we got the peak song. There we go. I think permadeath games just have this big issue where you put tons of time into a character that you really like, and you lose it because some idiot decides to wipe you in the depths. RoZERO is not one of those games. RoZERO is not a game for those kinds of people. You can play it, you can gank and stuff if you want, but I also want to encourage a new group of people that are interested in these kinds of games to do that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you, Puppet. 10 quid. Can I get a hip hip hooray? Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray, bro. That's what I'm saying. RoZERO is a hip hip hooray game. It's a hip hip hooray game and a half. Like, when you get to the Lagunica fish and chip shop and you get yourself a jar of cockles and mustard, bro, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the game. The fish and chip shop in Lagunica, trust. It's coming. One more for luck, guys. One more for luck. One in chat. I'm not seeing a single hip hip hooray. One more for luck. One more for luck. Go past 2, though, it's bad luck for 1,000 years. We're past 2, bad luck for 1,000 years. It's over. Right. So return by death, quite simply, it's not exactly the same as the anime. But if it was exactly the same as the anime, it would be randomized, really annoying, really be a pain in the ass, the game would suck. So I've made it more into a gameplay loop, rather than whatever. Return by death now becomes the progression system of the game. Whatever. You get the idea. So, return by death is actually a quite easy mechanic to add as well. So anyone that says it'll be hard to code, really isn't. It's literally just 2 save points, and 2 save files, and I just return you to an old one. So, whatever. The talent system, this is from Deepwoken technically, but it works differently in RoZERO, so pay attention, because it's very important, okay? Each time you level up, you are given 2 talent points. These can be used to grab new talents for your character, which will change how your character reacts to certain things, allowing for more gameplay variety. Most talents are passive skills, but they can also give you more moves, give you more tools, allow you to equip certain items, change character interactions, upgrade game mechanics, and make progression easier. Some talents have requirements to obtain them, such as completing a quest line to get a talent, or having certain stats in a specific talent type. So you can see, I mean, it's not down here, right? But imagine, like, requires plus 10 ice proficiency or something to get it, right? And just to explain stats a little bit, we'll go over stats. So the way that stats work is not like games like Deepwoken. It's actually the first of its kind. This is a stat system which is completely unique and no one has ever seen before. And it's not that interesting, really sadly. So it's the first time I come up with a really unique mechanic. And it really isn't that, yeah, it's not that special. But it is cool, it's cool, okay? So when you grab a talent, you might see them have a stat increase attached to it. So you can see here the +4 ice proficiency. These stat points are really important, as higher stats in certain things, certain proficiencies, increase the damage, reduce cooldowns, and improve stamina drain on moves. It doesn't always reduce the stamina, doesn't always reduce the cooldowns. It's specific to the move, and it will tell you, by the way. Unlike Deepwoken, it will tell you what it's doing. But it's on weapons and moves, it'll do that. Scaling is different on each stuff, so you can see it's got like 5 scaling. Again, very similar to Deepwoken, except this time I will actually explain to you how the fuck it works, instead of like hiding that. Some moves require a certain amount of stats to use them. Most talents require stats too. It sounds complicated, but when you really get into your gameplay, it doesn't. I do currently have a version of this on the test server to some extent, and it just kind of works. So, you know, you get the idea. We got Showdown? Oh, lucky. Lucky ass song, guys. Lucky ass song. Okay, here's some of the stats you can get. If you want to pause, you can look at what the stats are. There's more, but I haven't thought of them fully yet, so I just didn't put them there. Combat. You've seen this in the video, but those of you who've watched the video, you know it's a parry-based system. The differences from Deep Woken, you know, because that's the main one it's being compared to, is that the combos are much simpler to understand, and blocking is far more powerful. So if you don't want to parry every attack, you don't have to parry every attack. You can get away with blocking. Like, unlike Deep Woken, you can block. It's okay to block. There's nothing wrong with blocking. You'll probably get, like, fucked by somebody that has a block break, but you can block. Dodging will dodge frame an attack, effectively working like an iframe. Exactly the same as Deep Woken to some extent, but whatever. I just wrote it here because why not? NPCs and bosses also follow this parry format. While most Mabbies cannot parry, you will still need to parry them. So, they're kind of damage sponges, but, you know, whatever. Movement mechanics. This is one that some of you don't know. People from the video do not know this one. If you're in the Discord, you know this one a lot, but if you're in the videos only, this one you don't know about. Movement mechanics. In RoZERO, you can climb directly up walls for a short burst of height, but you can also wall jump just like Jujutsu Shenanigans. The base character can only climb a short height upwards, but you can also wall jump once or every few seconds. With talents, you can increase the jump height, like the climb height, and you can also increase how many jump charges you'll have. There are no plans for crouching and sliding currently, but they might come in the future. This is me in the bottom right, every time I talk about this game. So every time I tell you stuff, this is actually what's in the game. Thank you. Equipment. Equipment and weapons in RoZERO have static stat boosts, like health increases and such. But they also come with some randomized stats applied to them as well, meaning you and a friend can have different stats on the same item. Nerf G-Wald. Actually, I'm not even kidding, genuinely have to nerf G-Wald. Anyway, equipment can also have talents on them, giving you a talent as long as you're wearing it. Many equipment pieces will have unique talents you can only get by wearing the equipment, and certain outfits will change some NPC interactions. So for example, if you go to Kadamon's shop wearing Kadamon's outfit, he'll think you're some kind of lunatic crazy fan, like in his text dialogue. It's only minor text changes, but they will react to it. And that's not too hard to code either. So it's just little things, you know. Do you have options to hide the outfits? Yeah, of course you do. You have the option just like Deep Woken. Not for the shirt and trousers, but for stuff like your cape and your helmet and that. Yeah, no, 100%. You can also... The Christian-phobic guy is streaming. The Christian-phobic. Christian... I think this is the first time I've ever heard someone say Christian-phobic. That's something. That's a word and a half. That's really funny, guys. Listen. The only holy book I follow is the gospel, my friend. Anyway. Things that equipment stats can change. Max health. Max stamina. Max stability, which means posture, but it's called stability in RoZERO for a reason. Max sanity. The detection range. Temperature resistance. Magical damage taken from magic attack. Reduce the damage taken from magical or physical attacks. Reduce the damage taken from certain magical types, and the damage you do to non-player enemies, and the damage you do to Mabbeasts in particular. Christianophobic, guys. I just want to hang on that for a second. Christianophobic. What's sanity for? It's for a system in the game where you can take more damage for being at low sanity and stuff. It's important. You need to make sure you don't have low sanity. There is reasons to be low sanity sometimes too, though. It's hard to describe. It's just a base background mechanic. It doesn't work like Deep Woken. Does not work like Deep Woken at all. Well, it is simply like you lose sanity and you can tell you've lost sanity. But unlike Deep Woken's one, you don't like shake and stuff because that kind of pisses me off. It just makes it so you take more damage and you see things that aren't meant to actually be there. So you'll kind of like imagine a guy attacking you, try to parry it, and he's not there. Anyway, each character has 100 health, 100 stamina, 10 stability. It's got these equipment slots, these weapon slots, and a soul slot. Soul slot. The soul slot is a very important place where you put authorities and similar powers. So we'll talk about that later. It's very important. Actually, it's probably the most important part of this entire stream. I don't know when it shows up, so it might be the next slide, but let's pray not. Reputation. There we go. Okay, I was right. There are many factions in the game, and they will change their interactions with you based on your reputation with them. Many factions will treat you as a member if you have high reputations, such as the Witch Cult. So you won't need to join them, they will just kind of think you've joined them. Who consider you up to the status of an Archbishop with enough reputation. So you can pretend to be an Archbishop if you want. Like, you're not actually one, but you can kind of pretend to be one. And you know, it's basically the same thing. Reputation also opens up new places to update your checkpoint, therefore losing reputation may take away a crucial checkpoint location. This means that you could become friends with Betelgeuse, and your save point is now Betelgeuse. You could do that. You can save at the Witches Cult areas. You just need to be very good friends with them. So it's allowed. Alright, let's talk about the map a tiny bit. Teeny bit of map stuff. The map takes place in the Dragon Kingdom of Lagunica. There are currently no plans to increase the map's reach to Wallachia, Kararagi, or Gustaco. This might change in the future, especially with Wallachia. Wallachia might be the second, basically the equivalent of a second C. Second, like, PvP map. Wallachia might be a PvP map. There's a chance. But this is very far in the future, and I do not need to think about it too hard, so whatever. They are planned for locations such as, like, the Arena game mode, like 1v1s and stuff, though. So you may see, like, a Wallachia 1v1 map. Please watch Tower Dungeon, you'll see later. You'll see later, okay? Locations on release will be the Royal Capital City of Lagunica, Roswell Manor, Alum Village, the Flugel Tree, Hanumas and Fleur Village, the tiniest bit of Elior Forest. I might do more Elior when, like, Sanctuary comes around, but, like, just the tiniest, like, tree line of Elior Forest, and more minor locations. I'll speak about this real quick, because I know I don't put it in the slideshow, so this is a vocal-only thing, right? But when you try to leave the map, if I haven't built to the cliff of the world yet, if I have built all the way to the world cliff on the map, you can just jump straight off and kill yourself. Like that's allowed. But if you go more in the direction of, let's say, Kararagi or like Gusteco or something, and you're not meant to be going that way, you'll slowly lose sanity, like the Red Sea in Sea of Thieves, right? You'll slowly lose your sanity, like in Sea of Thieves. And when your sanity reaches a low enough point, well, something happens. We won't talk about it. Actually, I might as well just say it. Pandora shows up and she just fucking one-shots you because it's funny. So don't leave the map for too long, or else she will just like bam, you're dead. Actually, it might be that she like waves her hand and puts you back to your checkpoint. You might not. There's a chance you don't get killed by it, because I think getting killed by it's kind of thing. But if you don't get killed by it too, you might run into there to escape a gank. I don't know yet, man. I'm not really like sure. But Pandora, that is the only Pandora appearance in the entire game. So how to level up? You can level up on your own, by the way. You can solo level if you will. But we spoke about Return by Death earlier, but not leveling up. So first off, RoZERO isn't super unique when it comes to getting levels. I'm sorry, there's no interesting RelC's super progression system. But XP is given when doing almost every task. So to some extent, if there was a fishing mechanic, you could somehow, level up with fishing if you wanted. It's there, it exists, but it's a very low amount. So you'd have to do a very high amount of fishing, right? But yeah, the best method for getting XP is by completing events. Again, another Deep Woken system. I'm pretty open about the stuff I'm taking from Deep Woken. I'd like to say inspired, but a lot of it is directly cloned from Deep Woken, and I will be honest about it, because Deep Woken did a good job. I'm just trying to fix the stuff that I think needs to be fixed. So events will be usually just random small groups of enemies. So enemies do not spawn in one place over and over and over. It's not a bandit beater. They will not just be standing there waiting for you to fight them. They will randomly spawn in a dangerous area as like different sets of enemies. For example, there are more interesting events though, rather than just a group of enemies. For example, one of them is a group of merchants on the road which are being attacked by the witch cult, and if you protect their caravan, I guess, long enough, you get extra rewards. So yeah. And fun fact, in RoZERO, you start at level 0 instead of 1. Because I thought it was funny. You join the game, you start level 0 in RoZERO. I was pretty clever with that one, no? I was pretty clever with that one? Exactly. Cool. So enemies patrolling roads? Maybe. It really is like, it's a coding issue. It's like, can I code it, yes or no? And if I can, I'll do it. But if I can't, I mean, it's tough luck, right? What is the soul slot? We talked about this earlier in the equipment place. This is really important now, right? So a soul slot is a part of your character responsible for equipping a soul-bind item, or contract, whatever. Some other games may call them oaths or contracts. So, Deepwoken oath system in RoZEro, but it works way better. Once you fill your soul slot, it is extremely difficult to clear the shot. You need the equivalent of a Yunshil wish. So, have fun getting that. I'll tell you how you get it later, but like way later. It's going to be quite a while till we speak about that. Example of soulbind items are authorities, greater curses, greater oaths, and greater contracts. The guy asking for Puck can now shut up. So, Beatrice Askers, the one smoking Beatrice and smoking Puck. There you are. There it is. That's your greater contract. Soul slots can often give you a power or set of talents and moves you can use, right? But some will do far less than others. Big thing I want to mention real quick though, is that you can only have one soul item at a time. So you cannot have two authorities at once. Or you can't have an authority and an oath. Or you can't have an authority and a contract. So have fun with your build, because it's not... You can't become Reinhard the Swordsaint, is the best way to word it. It's going to be, you know... There is a limit to how strong you can get. I realize my Discord's going to have pings turned on, isn't it? Ah, I see. Oh, wait, no, I got pinged from Discord because too many of you guys are joining the Discord server. That makes a lot of sense. Right. Divine Protections. This is the one that a lot of people are really interested in. The game is not permadeath, and I will have to say this 100 times. Every time someone asks, I'll have to say this, sadly, but the game is not permadeath. Not permadeath. It is not a permadeath, and it never will be a permadeath. Ever. Right. Because that's kind of the point of ReZero, is he, like, doesn't permanently die. Anyway. Divine Protections. Each time you level up to that level for the first time, on a slot, right? So each time on your slot you level up, you will get a chance of having a blessing. But if you die to put your level back in time and, you know, go down a level, it won't give you another chance at re-rolling. So there's no loophole. I've already thought of your loophole. It doesn't work. You'll have a chance to get a Divine Protection. The chances of getting one increase the higher your level is. At level 1, it's a 0.01%, and at level 50, it's a 1% chance. So have fun not getting it ever. You're just not going to get it. You can get max level without naturally ever getting a protection. So there's a chance you'll get to max level and you just won't have one. So get fucked. But fear not. If that happens, there is a way to get yourself given one. If you didn't get a blessing, you can put a blessing on your character. It's possible. It's not a soul slot item too, so you can have a soul slot and a blessing. You can get a 100% chance, but we'll talk about that later. It's not too interesting. Slots are limited to one blessing per character. The only way to go past that limit is either to be given one by me, so that'll get you over the 2, or by using the Blessed Oath, which lets you get a second one. It gives you a second one for free. Which you can also re-roll, by the way, so, you know, you can choose which 2 blessings you have with enough grinding and patience, but the goal of that, actually, with it being randomized, is that I don't really want people to get the blessings they want. I want you to use what you're given. Like, Deepwoken's Bell system eventually becomes people constantly re-rolling to get it. RoZEro is a game where I want you to get something and I want you to play what you get given as like a random kind of thing. You just... Instead of making a character and doing like this complicated build, I really want you to hop in game and just do what you feel is right. You know? Don't plan it before you play it. Hop in the game and just do it. Just do it. Have fun with the game. Like Deepwoken gets ruined by people that min-max every single stat point. Hop in RoZEro, pick a weapon that's silly, like the squeaky toy hammer, get like earth magic, use no fucking oath, and get the blessing of salt and sugar, bro. Like get the salt and sugar like telic oath. I forget the name of the exact thing now, but just chuck salt at people, man. It's funny. Have some fun with it, you know. Have some fun with it. And like people keep saying they want to get gluttony or they want to get envy or they want to be fucking like any of these OP authorities. You're gonna get rolled by the first earth magic user you see, bro. Okay, authorities. This is the bit that most people are creaming themselves to right now, but it's not that interesting. Authorities are soulbound items. It's a soulbound system that fills your soul slot. The attainment is a very wide range of tasks. Some are just simply rare item drops, while others require you having to finish storylines to get them. So there are like storyline questlines that will give you an authority at the end of them. These would be things like the Subaru questline that's at Roswell Mansion. It's probably the easiest one in the game to do, to get an authority. The easiest way to get an authority is the Subaru quest line for Envy. We'll speak more about that later and why it's easy, but whatever. Most authorities have a major drawback or downside to using them, so they're not all good. They don't just make you OP. They turn you into like a specific playstyle, so there's that. Rarity of authorities is a wide spectrum. While some can be pretty simple to get, like Envy, others can also be so uncommon that only 1 in 1,000 players have it. Agreed. So your regulars players are going to be very uncommon. You're going to see like 1 of them in your entire time playing. So it's like old-fashioned deep-woken enchants. The old deep-woken enchant kind of feel, where if you see one, it's like, holy fucking shit, that guy has got an authority. So, before you start planning an original greed build, realize you probably won't have an authority to begin with. Would you like to hear about some of them, yes or no? If we get some no's, if we get like loads of no's in the chat, I'll just skip it. I'll full on just skip it. You're not even gonna see it. We'll just skip. No, it's fine, you guys. We want to skip this part. We want to skip this part. We want to skip this part. No, you want to skip, guys. Come on. You want to skip. Fine. Okay. There's 1 no. That's crazy. The Unseen Hands. So a lot of people have asked about this one. So we're going to get the Unseen Hands, okay? The Authority of Sloth allows you to summon and control the Unseen Hands at the cost of draining your sanity when using them. Luckily, it also gives you some talents which buff you at lower sanity, such as increased damage using Unseen Hands, lower cooldowns using Unseen Hands, less stamina usage with Unseen Hands. So, you know, whatever. Unseen Hands are also unseen, so players that are using Unseen Hands and Envy are the only people that can see them. There are a few other abilities in the game that allow you to see them, but those are the 2 main ones. The Unseen Hands are literally unseen by 99% of players. You have got an invisible attack with no animations. Have fun. Thank you for the 5. Nikos Argos again. Will you be able to aura farm? Yes. So much aura farming. So much aura farming in this game. Like, the game is pure aura farm. So I'm pretty sure there is literally an oath of the aura farmer, which just gives you a bunch of poses. So yeah, there's plenty of aura farming. But yeah, in return for them being invisible, the attacks are typically slow and easy to dodge. So they're kind of bad moves, but since they're invisible to most people, they're really strong. It's kind of hard to describe. I can imagine Unseen Hands being a really thing. Also, many of you have not seen this, so I will drag it over to the main monitor real quick. Just for a second. Give me a minute. I have to pull up my own YouTube channel. So, many of you have not seen this. Right here. This is a YouTube short I posted a little while ago, so make sure you check my YouTube short from time to time, because I do post these. Here's the Unseen Hands, guys. I made it early because I wanted to see if I could do it. I was very curious if I could do Unseen Hands, so I gave it a good shot. And I think I did a decent idea. I mean, the animation could use work, especially where it comes through the back. Like, I think it all comes from the same spot in the back right now. But this is the best chance I gave. So there's Unseen Hands. Pretty early on. Should be interesting. Anyway, back to what we're doing. They're invisible. So, Unseen Hands are completely invisible. Right. Envy. Authority of Envy. I have separated this from Return by Death, so that it acts more like a Subaru path / Return by Death upgrade ability. I think it makes a lot more sense this way. So that not everyone's Subaru really, right? It makes it so there's only a specific group of people that are actually like the real kind of Subaru player. No, I do not need an SFX or music artist. At the moment, maybe in the future, not right now. I'm pretty thing about hiring. Whoever just pinged me is getting blocked. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Anyway. No. My bad. Anyway, not to get sidetracked again. We'll just what's it called? We'll just go back. I don't know who's pinging me. People will just ping me right now because I'm obviously live, right? And I don't know who half these people are. Anyway. Possibly the hardest to progress. So Envy is the easiest authority to get in the entire game because the Subaru quest line is really just not that hard. But possibly it is the hardest to progress. So because you'll need to beat bosses to get the moves, obviously you're going to have to do it with envy as well, so you don't really have a good power to do it with. You are going to have to be the person that helps fight the boss in whichever raid you're doing. So I'll speak more about that later. It's kind of hard to describe. But yeah, you'll need to do that. And also, you will not be able to use any of the moves until Sanctuary update comes out, because you will need to drink the Echidna tea to be able to use them. Yes, you can now shut up about Echidna tea in the comments. The joke is not funny and never has been, but there it is. There's your Echidna tea. Envy also gives you upgrades to base return by death, allowing you to keep some of the progress you make and such. So, get gifted 5 membership. Nico's my beloved. I love you so much, my friend. But I'm telling you here now, your money is going to go to 0. That's maybe that's his plan, actually. Why did I not think of this? Maybe he wants to start his bank account again from 0. I didn't think about this. This guy might be a genius. He might be a genius. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. I feel like 90% of the stream is just me saying thank you to this one guy. Crazy, bro. The guy's nuts. Ugh. Thank you very much. This is all not going to CS:GO cases. It's gonna go to horse races, and then if the horses win the race, I'll do another horse race, and if they win that one, I'll do another horse race, and if they win that one, I'll spend the money on RoZERO. Okay? We're chilling. While also providing you with the abilities, super gains such as Unseen Hands and Corleones. I have no idea where I was in the sentence, but whatever. Any tips on becoming better at making video games? Make games. That's my tip. Make video games. The best way you become good at making video games is by making more video games. That's how. You just gotta make some crap. Make some really bad games in Roblox Studio. It's fine to make bad games. I've got hundreds of them. I've got thousands. I've made bad games over 100 million times. Go make bad games. Go make crap games. Go make the single worst script known to man. And then make another game which is better than that one. Then make another game which is better. Can you crack Amelia? I don't wanna say nothing. I don't wanna say nothing. I feel like I've got no comment on this one. I mean, if you maybe you can crack Amelia, maybe. I don't know, if you figure out how to, I'm not gonna stop you, you know? You do you. Oh, there's also one more thing I wanted to say. Envy does have a power. I won't talk about it in too much detail, but I do have a really cool idea for it. It's basically a really hard conditional where you can Maharaga summon Satella on the people you're fighting. So, you know, have fun. We got Showdown again? Showdown startup always takes so long. Crazy. Which games improved you the most? Yeah, don't spam that, but I'll answer that one. I mean, RoZero's done a lot of work for me, but the game that probably made me the best at scripting, it's probably this JoJo one I made a long time ago. I made a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, which I never showed anyone. I did like it's basically a full game. I won't show it. It's not very good these days, but if you win, give me $5 back. All right, I'll give you. I'll owe you 5. I'll owe you £5 if the game comes out. I'm just gonna. I don't even know, dude. I don't know. Right. Thank you again, Nico August. I got sidetracked. I'm reading comments. I'm reading replies. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop reading replies for like 5 seconds. Just for 5 seconds. We're gonna get through this, guys. We're gonna be here all day. There's a questions part at the end. We'll just leave it for that. I beg of you, please. Anyway, Lion's Heart. The authority agreed. Using this authority also gives you the Little Kingdom. So don't worry, they are the same power. You don't have to go and get Little Kingdom separately like he has. Like Little Kingdom's separate, right? You don't have to get it separate in this one. So I'm just putting them together because it makes sense as a power. Which is an ability item you can use to make people link with you. Linked players will grow a small heart attached to theirs, which is not visible in-game, and linking with someone requires you to stand next to them for 10 seconds without being hit, and you also get like no movement speed. So have fun linking with random people, because it's probably not gonna happen. If they're on your party though, or in your guild, you can link with them instantly. Another little thing that isn't here is people you are linked with, like your wives, they do not carry from lives and servers. So when you die, all your links get broken. When they die, the link gets broken, and when you leave the server, the link gets broken. So marriage is not a permanent thing, it's just for the server you're in. So if you're in a 1v1 match, for example, like 2v2 match with a friend, and you want to link with him, you have to link with him at the start of the match. Like each time they die and stuff. So you can just link with anyone. I mean, Regulus could link with men too, he was just really picky. So, it's not a CC game. It's not a CC game. Lion's Heart also gives you a secondary bar above your health bar. This bar naturally refills over time. When using Lion's Heart or any greed skills, this bar will drain. If the bar is empty and you are attempting to use a greed skill or anything to do with the authority, it will instead decay your max health, which is a process which temporarily decreases the max health you have. But if you have any linked players, they will instead have their max health drained. So if you're greedy and you get some links, you can effectively be immortal until your teammate dies. So, you know, and a health bar will probably last you about 30 seconds of immortality. So think of your teammates as like batteries. Think of it like batteries. You can just grab like a bunch of them, chuck them in a corner, and be like, "Hey guys, you are my health bar batteries." You know what I mean? So, while using Lion's Heart, you take 0 damage, and you also take extra knockback. It's not entirely super canonical, as Regulus doesn't have anything happen to him when he's in that mode. But I thought it'd be really funny to give him a 50% knockback increase, because this guy could just put on immortality and then run towards you and M1 you. Like, that's kind of unfair, right? So wouldn't it be funny if you use a skill to push him away as he's doing that? It's the counter to him. I was just like, okay, for gameplay reasons, I will change it slightly. Yeah, you bonk him to the moon, he's gone. Like, imagine the Regulus player, he's got one of the rarest authorities in the game. Dude runs towards you, you get a fucking home run bat, launch this guy like 3 times over the map, and just dead. Because that's how Tape said canonically Ram could kill him. If Ram was full powered, like Ram had her horns and stuff, right? It was said that she could just lift him up with wind magic and just lob him off the cliff of the world. Yeah, she can do that. So that's what I was going off. It's like, it'd be funny to knock him further. Most greed moves are comparable to the world-cutting slash and how it looks. So, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who? Ram? The pink-haired maid? Ram? I think I know who Ram is, bro. What do you mean this guy doesn't know who Ram is? Ram could pick him up with wind magic if she had her horns and lob him off the side of the planet. It's been said by Tape. That's how. Who's Rem? Rem? I don't know who that is, bro. I know who Ram is. He's talking about Ram. I don't know who... Rem? You're just spelling the name wrong. It's spelled Ram. R-A-M? It's not R-E-M, bro. Who's Rem, bro? Who's Rem? You mean Rom? You mean Rom? Like Old Man Rom? You mean Old Man Rom? It's Ram and Rom, bro. Ram and Rom. It's Ram and her really old brother Rom. Exactly. Okay, and here's the last one. So we're only talking about one more authority, and I decided to go for one. I'm going to tell you about one that is not Gluttony, it's not Thingy. We're going to stride Wallachia, baby. We're going to stride Wallachia. None of you know who this guy is. He is not from later in the series. He will never appear in the anime ever. He will never appear in the anime ever. This guy is an EX Novel 3 character. so here's Stride Wallachia. The hubristic 10 Commandments. It's one of the coolest authorities in the entire series, and most people do not know what it is. So here we go. Here's your stride stuff. Many anime onlys do not know this one. This is potentially the most skillful authority in the entire game, and it is also the most asshole sack of shit moveset known to man. So, it's really interesting. This is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler. It will not appear in the anime. It is an EX novel. The extra novel. Maybe it's like an auto backstory thing, but like, this does not matter at all in the grand scheme of things. The authority gives you skills in the form of 10 rings, and each has its own unique curse it can place on people. Some rings are as simple as decaying someone's health or setting them on fire with a flame they can't put out. And while using a ring, you're unable to use any other non-ring skills. So you could technically use 2 rings at once, but you couldn't use a ring and then magic. So that's how that works. There might be a talent you can get, so that you can only use 1 ring at a time and then use magic. But it's not a fanfiction character. It's a canonical character, but it's in the extra novel. It's extra novel 3. If you want to, I recommend you go and read the extra novels, especially extra novel 3, because this is a really good one, okay? Will you add Satella's Shadow Garden? Satella's Shadow Garden, which is non-canon? The non-canon Shadow Garden? I don't know, man, maybe. Yeah, Yeah, only one curse can be placed on one person at a time though. So you might be able to use you can use multiple rings, but they would have to be on different people at once. And as you're using them, you can't use skills, so you'd have to use your M1s, right? So weapon, rings. You don't use any powers with it. As many rings haven't been shown, I will make moves up for them, but if they ever get shown in the future or explained in the future, because Tape sometimes randomly just lore dumps, then I will change them. But yeah. From Subaru, if you're Subaru, can I use Beatrice? You don't play as Subaru. You don't play as Subaru. You can probably get Beatrice. I would probably add something for a Beatrice thing, but you don't play as Subaru, so whatever. Let's talk about magic. We haven't spoken about magic. I went to authorities and I skipped magic. Like, come on, bro. So we'll talk about magic. Magic's kind of interesting, so pay attention here, okay? It's got 2 pages. It's the only one with 2 pages. That's how interesting it is. Okay. We've spoken about authorities, which might leave a few of you thinking they're the strongest power, but I can assure you, high-level magic of every type not only keeps up with authorities, but probably also surpasses them. So each player is limited to 1 affinity, but there is an oath that allows you to get a second magic, and a few blessings that award another affinity based on the blessing. So for example, the blessing of Earth Spirits will give you the ability to use Earth magic. In ReZero, magic is a little weird as well, so some of you that don't understand this, I'll explain really quickly. Fire magic is not just fire magic in ReZero, it's actually temperature magic. So both fire and water magic can both access ice talents and skills. Water and wind gives you lightning talents. Now this isn't confirmed, but there is a lightning user, a lightning magic wielder in ReZero. So I needed to add it in some way, shape or form. So you're getting it as a path magic. It's probably the only path magic in the game as well. Physical moves also count as magic to some extent. So there is a physical magic tree. But if you ever break your gate, physical magic is the only kind that you can use. So don't break your gate. You can break your gate in specific ways, but don't worry, it's not too hard to do. It's pretty difficult to do, as only certain talents and moves will break your damage your gate. But the game is very open about it. It will tell you your gate is being damaged, and it will tell you how to fix it. So the game's pretty open about it. You won't just break your gate and then like, oh, you're fucked. Like, there's many ways to stop it breaking, and if it does break, you can still have it repaired. It's not the end of the world. Unlocking your magic. By default, you have no magic at all, and are required to find an NPC to unlock your magic potential. So many users can do this. The ones in the city will ask for money and stuff, so have fun, I guess. It's really expensive to get your magic unlocked, and you'll often have to do quest lines to get it unlocked as well. So it's only high-level magic users in the world that can do this. That's what I've decided, at least. And yeah, it's not easy to get your magic. So you don't just get it when you spawn in, you're going to have to like go through a lot of effort to get your magic. Making magic pretty difficult to obtain. Simply speaking though, Puck at the Roswell Mansion is the easiest quest line to get your magic. It's like 2 jobs. You have to like walk one place and help him with something else. It's really easy. But considering how far away Roswell Mansion is from the starting point, you're going to be walking in a dangerous territory for quite some time, and the game has no fast travel. So have fun walking, or, you know, getting a dragon carriage, I guess, if that's in the thing. There is an authority that lets you teleport, but you would have to have gone somewhere previously to set the teleport point. So, whatever. How far along in development am I? No comment. When you do finally get an NPC to unlock your potential, you'll be given the ability, you'll be given the selection of whichever affinity you want. You can select a random affinity too if you want. There's no benefit to selecting the random, but it's like the canon kind of method, I guess. I don't know how to word it. If you want the canon RoZEro experience, you can choose random. And there is also the random chances are weighted, so you're less likely to get dark and light as well, just like in actual ReZero. You can also select spirit affinity too. And again, no chances, no thingies, no requirements. You can choose which one you want. There's no roles, no role systems at all. Actually, one thing I'll promise right now, there are no role systems in the entire game. 0 role systems. Lower my voice, turn my thing down. Just turn my stream down. You've got a volume control on your device for a reason. Turn my voice down. Crazy. Okay. Weapons. Weapons are more than things just from the anime. A large portion of the weapons are just ordinary medieval weapons. Some weapons are even obtained by using authorities or creating them with magic. So, for example, the ice arts, ice brand arts, that's a thing. There is also unseen hands also have their own like special weapon if you have the authority. Here's a fan-made drawing that I found someone did for a blue-haired ram. It's probably like a form, like Super Saiyan Blue, but for ram, you know? So, something like that. You get the idea. So yeah, it's like blue-haired ram. It's like ram's blue hair form. Like turns around, yeah, like Super Saiyan Blue. It's weapon types. You can pause, you can do whatever you want, I don't care. Guilds and parties. You can make your own guilds. You can make your own parties. I don't have any plans for like special things it does right now, but you know, I will think of it in the future. Just at the moment, I'm not too worried about it. It's not that interesting to me. When you're in a party as well and you're doing like quests and stuff, all of your teammates will get XP shared out between them. But so it's all divided between them, and you'll get less XP, but then you can increase it by 50%. So it then gets increased by 50%. So if 2 people do a quest, then it kind of makes you, you'd expect it to make you 50% XP of what you would have gained, but you actually gain 75% instead. It's kind of hard to describe. It really is like it's a complicated process. I don't know how to word that, but it's like you get less XP when you play as a team, but then it gets multiplied a little bit, so you don't lose as much as you think. Outfit customization. This one's interesting. So, we're getting on to more speculative content now, which I can't fully promise will be a thing, but this is one idea I had a while ago and I thought it was pretty interesting, which is the outfit customization in RoZERO allows you to change the color of certain outfits. So, Subaru tracksuit can't be changed in color, but maybe a tunic could. And the style can change too. So the style system is a system where like a piece of armor can have multiple models, and you can decide which model it uses. So, for example, Subaru's tracksuit might have a bandaged version, like Arc 5 version, a winter version where it's zipped up, maybe even a version where it's zipped up and it has the butler's coat, whatever, and an unzipped version, as you can see down here. Maybe even this fan art one where he ties it around his waist. That could even be one. So, yeah, there's an idea here or two. Things like his Arc 6 outfit, though, would be a completely new outfit. They do have stats. Outfits have stats. Go back and go watch the video from the start. Go watch the stream from the start. I know it's an hour long now, but go watch from the start. Right, boss raids. I intend on making bosses more than just going somewhere and fighting them. So bosses like Betelgeuse or the White Whale would require a proper team coordination. You're not going to solo these guys. And team roles. So the Betelgeuse raid would be exactly the same as the anime. To the point where you're going to have to stop the witch's cult from attacking the village. You're going to have to deal with the merchant that has been, you know, spying and giving information to the witch cult. You're going to have to deal with Betelgeuse himself. You're going to have to deal with the fingers. It's not just the boss. You can try and solo it, but you'll have a very hard time. And like by a very hard time, I mean so unbelievably difficult that you just want to kill yourself by the end of it. ReZero reference. Now, Betelgeuse, did altercations take that long? Altercations took a long time. Altercations was like a couple months. I was really lazy doing it though, so it was a couple months of being lazy. But yeah, just want to speak about it a bit more. During a lot of these boss raids, the White Whale is an exception. Everybody's just going to be pumping damage into the White Whale when it's like not attacking and stuff. But Betelgeuse, on the other hand, your team will most likely not be even at the Betelgeuse fight. They'll be dealing with the witch cult, while maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 of your team will go and deal with Betelgeuse. You'll be quite split up, and if you don't split up and all just gank Betelgeuse, he will just get a new finger body and then come back in with full health. Like, he will just change which body he's in and come back with like full fucking health. So you need to deal with the fingers, you need to deal with the witch cult of the village, you need to deal with everything else, or else he's just gonna come back. So yeah. I did answer the main story question the guy just asked, and stuff like that, so you go for it. These will possibly be the closest thing to main story content though, so there is no main story content, but this is the closest thing to it, as they probably will have cutscenes and stuff. They will be designed to be as accurate as I can make them, so it will be as accurate as I can go for it. Enjoy having your entire guild one-shot by the White Whale, because I'm going to do that. He's going to one-shot you, I don't care. PvP, oh my god, all the Deep Woken guys are like, they're fucking creaming right now, bro, holy shit. There will be an arena-type game mode for 1v1s, 2v2s, and like some Guild War type of idea. These will probably have an elo system, like a ranked kind of system, but it's not that important. You can just play it for fun. I'd also possibly host seasonal tournaments for the top leaderboard players. So that's a reason to actually do the leaderboard, which a lot of games don't have. I'll host the tournament. Maybe you'll get a reward if you win, who knows. But it's kind of just for fun, really. As for in-world PvP, like ganks and stuff, they are fully possible, but the point of them is definitely lesser than more hardcore games. You can maybe fuck someone's progression to just be a dick, or steal some items they hadn't, like, saved yet. But other than that, so there will be an incentive to open world PvP, but I don't want to rush it, or else we'll get Voidwalkers again, and nobody likes Voidwalkers. There is also a combat logging system too for PvE and PvP, just wanted to mention that quickly. This is a fan animation, I believe, of Subaru getting beaten up by some kind of unknown knight, just some random knight. I don't know, this didn't happen in the show though, so maybe this is his prediction for Arc 9? This could be Reinhard and he's just got the hair color wrong as well. Who is this? Anyway, console and mobile support. So this is what you guys play on. This is your phone. There is 100% support for the BlackBerry with a keyboard. But yeah, although I cannot fully confirm the game will have these, I will try my best. I'll give it a good shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But mobile controls for this are gonna probably be a bitch to play on. And controller, on the other hand, probably has a better shot of being a reasonable way to play. I've also heard that some mobile players use controller, so that's kind of cool. I heard they plug it into like the side and you like rest. I've seen a guy with a phone with a controller at the bottom of it, so that exists. But yeah, mobile and console support maybe, and if console support gets added, VR would probably be there too. I'm gonna be honest. I might make it a VR. I've got a VR. It could be funny. Okay, here's a few extra things. We're nearly at the end of the stream. We're nearly at the questions part at the end, right? So get ready. Get your questions ready. Think of them hard, okay? Here's the extra bit. Is the grind painful? Kind of. It can be painful. Some places and some things can be a bit of a grind, and leveling up gets a really big grind later game. Because the game is not designed for you to go to max level as quick as you can. Actually, the real final level of the game is probably like 40. It is capped at 50, but I expect most players to be at level 30 to 40. Because after that, like level 30, the level curve starts to get really bad really quick. Really bad really quick. So level 50 is going to be like, you're going to have to grind your ass off for that. And the reason is not because the XP amount gets unbelievably high. It actually doesn't increase at all. There's a system where every NPC in the game has its own level. So you'll have to, like a bandit would be like level 1. You're like Petlagoose, it'd be like level 30, right? So each NPC, each enemy has its own level. And if you kill an enemy that is lower level than you, you get less XP for killing them. Get less XP for killing an enemy that's lower level than you. Higher level NPCs, on the other hand, do not give you any extra XP either. So the game just becomes harder to level up the higher level you are. Yeah, basically just a good XP system. The higher your level is, the harder it becomes to level up on lower level enemies. So you will need to go and find harder enemies to fight. Like you're forced to go to harder enemies. So, if you're level 5 from killing level 5 enemies, that makes sense. That's how it works. Anyway, is there a tutorial? Yes, there's a tutorial. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but there's a tutorial. There will be a tutorial. To some extent, there's a tutorial. How much will the game cost? It's free. The game's free. It's not paid for. It's free. Will the game be early access? Will early access cost something? No, it's also free. Early access is free. Game cost is free. We're not doing the dumb Holy War X $250 for early access. It's free. It's all free. Every single bit of it is free. Drop chances. They're sometimes pretty bad. Drop chances for like armor and stuff is pretty easy actually. So there's no weapon in the game or item like armor wise, which is quite hard to get. Maybe getting a good version of it, like a high star, like a high level version or high, good stat version is kind of hard, but getting V1 itself is it's not that bad. Are there trading mechanics? Yes, there will probably be a trading world too, but yeah, there is a trading mechanic. How do you get tester? This is the question that everybody's been waiting for. How do you get tester? You guys excited? You guys excited? You don't get tester. You don't get tester. There's no tester. April Fools? No. It's currently the 2nd of April. You don't get tester. Yeah, you should. Yeah, by pinging me. Yeah, if you ping me in my Discord, yeah, that totally gives you tester. You should try that. Anyway. You don't get tester because I will specifically go and pick out people that I think are worth being testers. There's no tester applications. I just kind of feel when I know you're the kind of person I want testing the game. I've already got a good group of them, so I don't really need many more. But if you're just in the Discord server, you just hang out there quite a lot. You engage with the game a bit. You know, you're interested in the development of the game. You'll probably get it. That's the easiest way to get it. Okay? And then, the magic cap, 1 per character, 2 with the soul slot. I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Just because why not? You can only have 1 magic per character. And 2 if you choose the, I forget the name of it now, but it's like something soul slot. It's the oath of something. How many slots will you get? This is an important one. Oh, wrong one. I didn't even realize that one was there. Will I hire developers? Yeah, eventually. At some point. I will, maybe, in the future. But I'm not, like, too much in a hurry. One, developers cost money. A lot of people don't realize developers cost money. I don't have the money to be, like, buying 1 trillion developers. So, yeah. I do actually have a guy or two that are doing, like, the odd thing here and there. But so far everything's been done by me, and it probably will just remain that way. But in the future, percentage is a scam. Like, I'm sorry, but percentage is a scam. There we go. Raise your voice. I will raise my voice as you've requested. So, my point is, developers cost money, and I think that percentage is a scam. I don't want to give people percentage because I don't want to have to deal with the problems of having a percentage issue. Percentage is weird and percentage is lame. Anyone who takes percentage is stupid. And they're not perfect like I am. Anyway, how many slots do you get? Like free slots. You get 2 for free, maybe 3, and then everything else is paid for from then on. I'm thinking of doing 2 free slots, and then you get a 3rd one if you get to a certain point in the game. For free. So there's that. How do you get some of the authorities? Let's talk about that. So like I said earlier, a lot of them are quest-based, like the Subaru one is a quest line, and then things like Unseen Hand are probably boss drops. Probably boss drops depending on which boss you attack. So you'd get the Gluttony Authority from the White Whale, probably. Yeah, you can delete slots. I'll mention that real quick. You can delete slots. I don't like Arcane Odyssey. I want to give you 3 and make you work for the 3rd one. But yeah, so authority-wise, most of them are boss drops. A lot of them are boss drops, and they're really rare boss drops of that. One of the ideas I have, actually, is when you get a boss drop, like an authority, it actually just makes it rarer for everybody else. So if it's let's say it's like a 10% drop chance for Unseen Hands, when you get it, now it's 5% for everyone else, then it's 2.5% for everyone else, then it's 1% for everyone else. The more boss drops get, like, dropped. Because I think it's funny. I want it to be rare. I want the items to be rare, and I don't care if you guys want them to be... You're saying no and now because you're being greedy here. You want them all to yourself. But I want an authority to be like a holy shit kind of thing. Oh, by permanently as well, when people would get rid of their authority or delete their slot, it would understand and would raise the amount. So the more people using an authority, the rarer it becomes, and the less people using an authority, the more common it becomes. That's just an idea. Probably won't happen, but it's an idea. So, what can some of the Divine Protections do? You know, what can some of the Divine Protections do? I'll just mention a few. So, certain things like Blessing of the Phoenix are able to revive yourself completely from death. Other stuff, like First Sight or Second Sight, make it so they automatically dodge moves sometimes. There's also other ones that make it so projectiles can't track you, or that all your projectiles track. There's others that make it so you heal faster when standing on grass. There's one that lets you tell salt and sugar apart. There's one that makes it so poison can't affect you. And there's one that tells you when an enemy player is typing. It shows you what they're typing as they're typing it. It's very useless, but it exists. There is also the blessing of tug of war. The blessing of not being in the spotlight. There's a blessing of being a crybaby bitch. There's a lot of blessings that I've also added and made up because I thought they'd be funny. So some of them exist there just to make fun of you, and some of them are there to just be completely useless. So imagine you get like the luckiest level 1 blessing. Blessing at level 1. And it's the ability to like tell salt and sugar apart. Oh my god, that would be gas. It'd be so peak. Can you fight non-evil enemies? Yes. Things like RoZERO, or things like blue-haired ram form, probably will also be mini-bosses within the world. So, there's that. You can do that. Let me just I'm gonna put up this guy. This one. Yeah, and there we go. Better for seeing that guy in the chat. I'm trying to read people's messages, and then I see, can you get the divine blessing of lowering your voice? What does he mean by that? I don't understand. Can somebody describe to me what he's asking for here? Can somebody describe? Yeah, will there be radio prosthetics? Yeah, probably in the emote system. But yeah, what does he mean by by raise my voice? Am I too quiet? Have I been quiet the entire time? My mic is too loud, and it's not loud enough. Not loud, not quiet. You guys are really picky. You guys are really picky. I thought he meant like lower your voices, and you know, like those corpse husband guys that are like, yo, what's up guys? I'm here to talk about the Valorant update. You know, like those kinds of guys? I thought he was talking about those. I don't know why he would. But imagine I just pull up one day and I start speaking like corpse husband, bro. Anyway. Do I have you know what? Showdown. We're nearly at the end of the stream. So I have left the best for last. Do I have a dev roadmap planned? Arc 1. The tumultuous first day. This will be the pre-alpha of the game, and will barely have any testing from the public. The level will be level 15 cap, and it will include the city of Lagunica, the city slums, the loot house, the Elza boss raid, the Ratchins group mini-boss, Cadamon Reach, Old Man Rom, Felt, and a good section of early game weapons and general gameplay. This is something you will probably never play, but it will be coming out within a few months. This is the current thing I'm working on. Arc 2. The Turbulent Week. Beta testing starts. Commonly testing for the public. This will probably be the first time you play the game, and it will feel quite empty because it'll be beta of the game, right? But it'll be level 30 cap, and it will show everything outside of the city of Lagunica. This is stuff like the Flugel Tree, Arlem, Hanimus, and Fleur Village, Roswell Manor, the Olgam and Bosgam mini-boss, setting up stuff for Arc 3. Arc 3 comes out, release of the game. Surprisingly, when I break it down this way, it's actually pretty easy to see how this game is probably not going to take that long to come out, because there's really not that much to do, okay? So, the release of the game. It's got a level 50 cap, and revision to most locations. So, game's fully out, the game's now at its max level. Revision to most locations mean I will make places that are underdeveloped look better. I will add more places in between villages and more like, one reference is places like where Subaru has died, I will add a reference to his death. For example, the spikes, like the rocky spikes he jumps onto in episode 7, I will make them bloody so that it looks like someone's jumped onto them. You know, just crap like that, little details here and there. In this update, the release update, it will either come out with it or come out soon after it. The White Whale raid and the Petal Goose raid. So these are raids. Like, it's got the bosses, it's got the thingies. The White Whale raid is probably the most boss fighty. You just spam damage into a guy, but Petal Goose really isn't that. Petal Goose is far more than just spamming damage into a dude. This will also come out with the Unseen Hands Authority, which will be the first authority added to the game, and the End the Authority, which will be missing a lot of its stuff, but it will be there. A massive chunk of protections will be added in this update, and the content is so much that I want to kill myself thinking about it. So, this is release content. Arc 4, first major update to the game, the Everlasting Contract. The map gets expanded to Sanctuary, which really isn't that much of an expansion, but, you know, it's a little bit in the corner of the map. Add Sanctuary, which is the only current method of getting a blessing 100%, re-rolling a blessing, removing authorities or soul slot items, and more. It also allows you to get the Contract of Greed, which is a sloth Ifrit. It's an ability that allows you to save your game no matter where you are, because you can go to the Witch's Tea Party at any time. Invisible Providence gets given to Envy when you drink Echidna's tea, like I mentioned, and the White Whale Rabbit event will get added. Also, with this update comes the Authority of Melancholy. Wow, Hector. You guys like Hector? Any Hector fans? Any Hector fans? Is there a single guy that knows who Hector is? Any Hector fans? Do we have a Hector fan or two? No? Oh, one Hector fan? No, there's no Hector fans? You don't like Hector? It's kind of a shame. I mean, Hector's cool. Hector's strong. He's really strong. I thought people like strong people, like Sun Jin-woo and stuff. It's like it's the Aura King. Like his aura is so strong. It's literally his power. It's the aura power. Do you not want the aura power? All right, never mind. So anyway, Arc 4. That's it, guys. That's it. So that's the first update, and that's as far as I've planned dev roadmap wise. I'm kidding. So Arc 5, the Stars that Engrave History, is the big update that will come after that. Either the map expansion will go to Pristella, or it'll be a game mode, which is team versus team. You want to hope for it's a map expansion. Pray it's a map expansion, because the map expansion will be more fun. But the game mode's also going to be cool, I guess. Basically, it adds the city of Pristella, which is actually closer to Lagunica City than the RoZERO Manor. But it's like, there's a giant mountain in between it, so you can't see it from there. With this update will come the Authority of Greed, the Authority of Wrath, the Authority of Gluttony, and the Authority of Lust. But it will also add Al's Authority, Temporal Reload. So it's basically the Authority update. There's like a shit ton of them. So, whatever. Adds a few blessings here and there. Adds a few things here and there. Loads of weapons, loads of stuff. Arc 6, the Corridor of Memories. The Pleiades Watchtower guy can shut up now. The map expands to a desert area. Gives you a bunch of desert-themed crap, so you can finally be like an Islamic warrior or something. It adds Pleiades Watchtower. It adds a possible raid. There might possibly be a raid for Pleiades Watchtower, but it really depends if I can do it or not. I don't think I can do Pleiades Watchtower justice, but I'll look into it more. I'll reread it a few times, see if I can figure it out. Basically, just adds a bunch of equipment, new weapons, adds a shit ton of new Marbeasts to fight, and would probably just be more about the area. It's also kind of cool to think of the trial, so if the update comes out with a trial, it'll be really interesting. And it gives you the cool, dope Subaru Arc 6 outfit, so whatever. Just want to mention that like everything I'm mentioning here is like really speculative and probably will not come out, but it's like, this is just the ideas, okay? Arc 7 Land of Wolves. You think I didn't go to Wallachia? You think I didn't go to Arc 7? You thought I was going to end at Arc 6? Arc 7 Land of Wolves. This is probably the hardest thing to decide, but potentially huge map expansion if it doesn't run like ass. If it does run like ass, I will just make it a second C type mechanic, and it would be like a PvP map. This is the PvP area. With this update would come the Authority of Pride, which we spoke about earlier, Todd, Drowning for Todd, and the update encourages spawn camping. But I just want people to know, I do know about Arc 7 and above, and I have planned stuff for them. I do have stuff on my list to create for like arcs that go past Arc 3 and stuff. Don't worry. I have thought about it. It's not too hard. Add parkour. This guy clearly did not watch the start of the stream. We're now at the end, guys. Thank you for sitting with me for an hour and 18 minutes. But honestly, this is the most I've ever had on one live stream. So thank you. And thank you to the guys that donated. There's a bunch of guys throughout the stream that have donated a metric shit ton of money. I want to thank you guys. I'll put all this money towards RoZERO because it kind of needs it. So, thank you everybody for the donation. We're now going to do some chat questions, the odd chat question or two. So I will pick out ones that are not stupid. Add a wanted system. It kind of works if you have a bad reputation. The city will hunt you and give out bounties for you. I'm going to slow it down. Will there be female fits for certain outfits? Yes, certain outfits will have female versions. For an example, the Garfield shirt basically has your tits out, so there will be like a bandaged version for female characters. Might also make it so the Elsa has like a... So some characters that have certain outfit types, I may make a female variation for the odd outfit or two, so that Elsa's fit, there might be a male version, and it'll probably make you look like Purple Guy from FNAF, I'm gonna be honest, but whatever. There will be the odd clothing variation here and there. Like a female version of this, like, Sword Saint outfit or something, right? Just so you can get your exact character you want, right? I don't want to be too mean to the women that play RoZEro, even though there's like 4 of them. Somebody donated and I did not see. Here we go. There you go. Thank you very much. Nikos Argus again, bro. I thought it was someone new. I thought I was going to say thank you to someone new. Thank you again for Nikos Argus for spending his entire life savings on this stream. Let me read now. I'm gonna find stuff. Is there a limit to guild members? Probably not, but there might be. It depends on the limitations of the platform. Can we meet our fathers the first time in Sanctuary? I don't know, maybe. Is there going to be a Sanctuary, its own quest? Yeah, so the Trials are its own game mode. The Trials are its own raid. It's a single player raid. I will be making the... Let me turn the music down a little bit. I'm having a hard time thinking real quick. The Sanctuary Trials are like... It's just like a single player raid, which is very different from the anime, so it's not exact, but it'll mostly be like fighting yourself, I think is one of them. You have to fight your own character and stuff. And it'll be places, like, I'll probably add bosses there that are not going to be in the open world, so it'd be the only place in the game where you could fight. Like, you'd fight probably Reinhard there, for example. Like, Reinhard wouldn't be a world boss, you'd fight him in the trial, maybe. I'm still thinking of it. It's a little difficult. Is there potential for sealing items in the game? Yeah, there is, like Al Shamak and stuff. Like, they exist. You can seal players. It doesn't seal them forever, but you can seal people. ROM questline? Yes, there's actually a huge ROM questline. What's my favorite Divine Protection? In game currently, or on the list. Let me read real quick. I've got a few on my thing. Let me look for my Divine Blessings. Give me a second. Probably Second Sight. So I can explain Second Sight a little bit to you. Actually no, maybe First Sight. First Sight's a good blessing. Basically, the user will automatically dodge any attack it hasn't been hit with within 10 minutes. So if you get hit with a move for the first time, it'll just dodge the move straight outright. And then, like, go on a 10-minute cooldown for that specific move. So there's that. Add a Kidness Tea, we spoke about this. Will there be a party system? We spoke about this. How will multiplayer work? Like every other Roblox game ever. How big is my dev team? 1 person currently. What is your opinion on the current socio-economic situation of the world? Well, I'll have to call up my friend. What's his name now? It's like shit. Why can I not remember? What? Crap. That actually really annoys me. Karate Kid, the black one, not the white guy Karate Kid, but like the Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, Karate Kid, that one. Jaden Smith. Is Satella a boss fight? And if so, you can actually summon Satella in the game. There's a way. Are we gonna lose our names when we die to the white whale? Kinda. There's like a status effect kind of thing. What is the limit for guild members? I spoke about this earlier. Ding ding ding. Hell yeah. So I'm a little bit behind now. Let me just scroll down. Would it be possible if there was like a mini language that can be found in books that allow the players to discover spells by reading the lore books and figuring out the spells themselves? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's not an awful idea. Most of the writing in the world will actually be in the ReZero language though, so all the signs will be genuinely in like the Lagunican language. You can click on them to like know the English one if you learn how to write and read. But they will be, like, genuinely signs in the world are actually in the ReZero language. So. Scythes will be alright? Yeah, Scythes will probably be in the game. I'll add a bunch of weapons, like, you don't have to worry about that. Will you add more soul slots? No. Soul slots will always be 1 for balancing reasons. If you return by death after getting an authority, can you lose it? No, because using an authority will probably save your checkpoint, or it'll come back with you at least. Like your soul slot is the one thing that doesn't get reset. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to relook at the code for it, but I'm pretty sure that's the one thing that doesn't get reset. Will there be dummy humans later on? I know there's no races, but there is literally a thing. If I go back... If I go back... This is going to take a while. It's going to take a second or two. It's going to take a second or two. Actually, was it there? No. It was player stats, right? No. Where's player stats? There you go. Character info. It says here, MISC. MISC. Equipment slots, MISC. Race accessories and such. This is the place where you would wear something to make yourself look like a race. Nico Sargas again. Nikos, if you just send a message in chat, I'll see it, don't worry. Is the game inspired by ReZero by any chance? No, this game is a One Piece game, guys. It's a One Piece game. You got it wrong. How will multiplayer work like everyone won't be Subaru? How are you going to add the return to zero aspect? Return to zero? You mean the Your Bizarre Adventure Golden Experience Requiem move? Return to zero? Golden Experience Requiem, Your Bizarre Adventure? Multiplayer works like Roblox. Return by death will not affect any other player. It's for gameplay reasons, it just doesn't work the same. Because it can't work the same. It's a multiplayer game. Like, it's a multiplayer game, so Return by Death cannot be, like, fully canonical. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's like a sacrifice I'm willing to make. You know? Weekly balancing updates? Dude, if something's broken, you can expect a balancing update within a day. Like, if it's pissing me off, like, I'll change it in a day. How large would the map be? Pretty big. It's like, it's not super huge, but it's like, it'll take you a good 5-10 minutes to walk from one side to another. Can we get Melty Priest from Prophecy of the Throne? Yes, actually, there is a surprising amount of Prophecy of the Throne content in the game. You would be really surprised at how much Prophecy of the Throne content is in game. There's blessings from Prophecy of the Throne. There's armor from Prophecy of the Throne. I think there might even be an enemy from Prophecy of the Throne. So yeah, there's a large amount of Prophecy of the Throne stuff. Will there be a limit to the amount of divine protections there will be? Go and rewatch the video. Go and rewatch from the start, or I can just pull it up for like 5 seconds. Where is it? There you go. There's your divine protection info. You can only have one. It's down here. Will there be different speeds for different weapons? Yes, there will be. There aren't weapon classes like Deep Woken, so there's no like light, heavy, and medium weapons. There are, but like they don't scale differently, if that makes sense. They're all the same kind of weapon. They all just have different speeds and damage. My God, Nikos, I beg of you. Nikos, I beg of you. I don't stream enough to make members worth stuff. Do I have to stream more? Is that my thing now? Do I just stream would you guys watch me play a random game? Like if I streamed some like random ass junk ass game, would you watch that? Right. Post the slideshows after the stream. That's not a bad idea. Maybe if I can, I'll put them in announcements. Game dev stream. Maybe? It'd be a very boring watch and I'd get very little done if I did a game dev stream, I'm gonna be honest. A dev stream would be like very boring and really genuinely nothing would happen. When people are watching me, I work really slow. How will the divine protection of judgment work? It gives you an item in your inventory. When you use it while hovering over a player, it'll tell you what authorities they have. It's probably one of the worst authorities in the game, I'm gonna be honest, but it's there. Are there going to be bloodlines? No, that is a stupid question, because bloodlines have never been important in ReZero at all. Like Astrea, maybe, but like, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna add the 0.0001% Kamado clan, guys. Do you guys want the 0.01% spin Kamado clan? I'll add that. Maybe I'll add an NPC somewhere on the map where you can give him like a bunch of money and you have like a 0.01% chance of being the Kamado clan. Like there's really shitty Demon Slayer games. 0.0001% Kamado clan just somewhere on the map. You have like a really low chance of getting it. And like it does nothing. It does like basically nothing. It gives you like it gives you like a Tanjiro coat or something. That could be kind of funny. Would you guys do that? Would you genuinely hop in game and like try your hardest to get a Kamado clan thing? What about meteors? Meteors. Yeah, they exist. They're really expensive too. So, I'll actually speak about this real quickly because it's not mentioned here and I thought it'd be quite interesting. The money system does not work as just a big chunk of change. You don't have like 1,000 money. It's like similar to Terraria, I guess. Where you'd have 100 copper coins and it turns into a silver coin. 100 silver coins turn into 1 gold coin. 100 gold coins turns into a holy coin. And then you could have 999 plus holy coins. So the idea is, I want it. That's how ReZero works. That's the ReZero world's currency. And I was like, fuck it. Let's just do it. Like, why not? Imagine you're trading with a guy for an authority, and he asks for 1 holy coin and 10 silver coins. Like, fuck it. Like, give that roleplay aspect. Give that world building. Like, fuck it. I got a gold coin for you if you win this. If you solve my riddle, I've got 1 gold coin for you. Fuck it. Why not? You know. I think you should add mountable animals. There are plans to be mountable animals. I don't know how to make them. That's one thing. Vehicles is one thing I just never have made before. But I'll do it or something. Maybe you can hire someone to drive it for you. Who knows? Are there loot boxes? Hell yeah. The game is... My current game is clown emoji. Thank you. Thank you, friend. My game is clown emoji. 250 Robux per spin, Kamado clan, of course. The Kamado clan, like, listen, I know you'd spend your entire life savings on that, man. Maybe I should add Nikos to the game. And when you speak to him, he gives you money. He just gives you money. It's like a daily quest thing. Like, you just go to him, he just gives you free money. It's crazy. Will there be difficulty modes? No. The difficulty is based on where you go to and what you do. Will witches of sin be relevant to the storyline? Well, there isn't a storyline, so no. But they are there, I guess, to some extent. There are, like, certain side quests will do some stuff to do with them. Echidna's contract thing is like, the Witch's Tea Party is a place you can go in game. And the Echidna's contract allows you to go there whenever you want. Brother. This is a brother. Brother just got me to, like, stop speaking for a solid 5 seconds. Thank you for being cool and making an awesome game. Thank you. My eyes are, like, thinging. One sec. Let me get close to my monitor. Thank you, Curbs, for the 200 United States dollars. That is £4 coins. Yeah, I'm trying my best, okay? The game really is, it really is a passion project. And I am trying my best to make it. And I'm very glad that a lot of people share that interest with me and are hopefully willing to give me the time and space, I guess, to do the best I can. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be RealSeas, it's not gonna be Holy Works, and I can't promise the game will be great. I cannot promise you that RoZERO will be the greatest game under the sun, but it'll be the greatest game I can make. You know, it'll be the best attempt I've got. So Gret, I'll meet you, reach this millennium. Tasty fried soap. Tasty fried soap with the big ones. Tasty fried soap is here, guys. Sorry, why are my eyes not reading this? Make me an NPC that would mean the world. I've got you, bro. I've got you. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe, because one thing I was gonna do was, like, I don't really want to do a Patreon. I don't really want to do I think a Patreon is, like, I think it's scummy to some extent. It is to fund the game, but I also wouldn't be able to give them enough sneaks to make it worth it. But I don't know how to word it. Like, maybe I wouldn't be against it. Like if I was doing, yeah, would that be about copyright law or something like that? I mean, RealSeas have got a One Piece game, and Holy Works has a fucking 7 Deadly Sins game, so I don't know. But best way to word it is, like, I might do a Patreon. I wouldn't do a Kickstarter. I would not do a Kickstarter. I think Kickstarter's lame. But I would maybe do a Patreon. But reward-wise, you know what? Reasonably, I'm trying to think. I think I just had, like, the greatest idea for a Patreon reward. Like, if you were a high Patreon subscriber, you have, like, a random chance of becoming a witch cult member in the game. That could be kind of funny, right? Like, you just, like, you kill a witch cultist, their head, like, the like the KKK fucking Klansman hat that they've got on comes off their head, and it's like the character that you made. That could be kind of interesting. You become a witch cultist in game, like you don't play as them, but like you have an NPC of yourself in game, which is witch cultist. So it doesn't affect the gameplay, and basically no one would get it, but you're there, you are there. Will there be if storyline quest lines for some protections and authorities? Yeah, there's like if story clothes and stuff, and some powers for the odd one or two. I'm not a big if story fan. I think if stories are sometimes very edgy. What about copyright law for RoZERO? I would change the game enough that copyright law doesn't really apply. So it's not directly a ReZero game, but it's just slightly different enough that it doesn't matter. But I'll worry about that when I get to it, man. Brother. I hope these are people that have like really high paying jobs or very rich parents. Because I don't feel right taking so much money on donations, bro. I don't feel right taking so much money. You guys aren't going to let me sleep at night. I'm going to be thinking this guy sent me $300. Anyway, to not be ungrateful, thank you, Curbs, for the 300 United States dollars that is worth £6 coins. If you make a Patreon, you'll fund me. Yeah, I'll think about it. It's an idea and a half, but that's fucked, bro. That's fucked, bro. Nigerian prince? I believe it. If he told me he was a Nigerian prince right now, I would believe it. He might be a Nigerian prince. There's a chance. Can you trade authorities? Good question. You probably can. A lot of items aren't droppable, but authorities will be tradable between players, I believe. I don't see a reason why not. I will answer a question that just nobody's asked, but I think a lot of people are thinking. When is the next devlog video? Probably a while. They sometimes take a little bit. I'm working a lot harder on RoZERO than I was for Altercations, that's for certain. Like, some days I work up to 10 hours a day. So, I don't know. There'll be updates. There will be updates. But yeah, I think thank you guys for the money. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you guys for the stuff that I'm going to hopefully put towards RoZERO in a good and actual helpful way. But please, for the love of your own wallet, stop sending me money. Would I ever do a face reveal? There is one on my Discord. I wouldn't do it right now because I do not have a camera for my computer. Like, I don't have a computer camera. But I might. One second. No. Okay, I do not have a camera for my computer, and I know that I am absolutely cooked right now. Like, I saw my hair in the mirror today, dude. I am munted right now. But if you want to know what I look like, there is a picture of me, like, on my Discord somewhere. I could probably just pull it up, actually. One second. Sorry, I was just flexing on someone because they were shit-talking me. Where is it? Okay. Here's my Discord. This is what I look like. That's me. Is that enough? I can't put a camera on, but that's what I look like. I'm not the guy in the middle, I'm the guy on the left. This is me. I'm like, ignore the guy in the middle. This is me on the right. On the left, sorry. My bad. Yeah, the black one, that's me. I'm this guy. To the right. Left, sorry. That guy. I'm not this middle one, I'm this guy. There we are. He had the chance to do something funny there and he didn't take it. He had the chance to be really funny. They even try and funny racism anymore? Some dude just said chicken. Okay. ROM Felix War. Listen, people in the Discord are talking about the ROM versus Felix War at the moment. Well, which side will win? It's the ROM side, bro. The ROM is far stronger than Felix, okay? ROM wins. Don't worry about me spending. I genuinely want to support you in any way I can, and for all I know, this could be a way to motivate you more. Maybe. But at the same time, I'm pretty motivated enough. All right. It doesn't matter. Like money helps, right? I can obviously spend it on people to do stuff. Like I can commission people. I can hire people to do things, right? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty good off in my life in the state that I can just make this game. Like I'm able to just do it. Bizaah, can you please make all the spirits that for having them to have more mana? Like Beatrice, they need to do contract with that player. I can't read that, that's not English. Make authorities untradeable. And after you kill someone, you take their authority. Oh god. Did the stream go down? Did the stream go down for a second, or did it go down? Like, fully? No, we're still here. Hello. My internet just, like, cut or something. I just watched, like, all of my screens just go black. It was obviously just, like a quick second of like, lag. Don't worry. If you guys didn't see anything, nothing happened. Will you make streams where you develop stuff like the Unseen Hand? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could. It's not... I wouldn't know. Like, because I've done it before a long time ago, but people just don't really care enough. But yeah, I guess I could do live streams where I make stuff. I'm pretty open about my game dev, like, discussion stuff. I wouldn't code on stream, but I'd maybe model on stream. They take a few hours. Yeah, Oliver Kid. Oliver's been there the entire time. Oliver's the GOAT. So make the authorities untradeable and make you lose them on death should get banned. You honestly, you're kind of right. Will there be models like Bankai and Type Soul? I have not played Type Soul, so I would not know. But maybe. It's like transformations, I mean, right? Like there are some transformations in the game. There's transformation plans at least. Will there be Heinkel armor? Yes. Heinkel armor is like pretty basic leather armor, so I think it'd probably be a thing. Arc 1 summer release. When is summer? When does summer start? When does summer start? June? April, May, June. That's like 2 months. That's like maybe Arc 1 released by summertime. Maybe. Or maybe like late summer. But possibly. And like, yeah, I think Arc 1 summer release for next year. Arc 1 summer release for 2026, baby? I don't know. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Again. Luminol is a cooker at animations. Okay. Thank you for telling me that Luminol 10 is a cooker at animations. That was really helpful, and I'm very glad that you told me this information. I now know that Luminol is good. Thank you. I don't know what I meant to do with that information, but thank you. When will you stop calling me a monkey when I join the DC Discord? Probably never. Because you kind of look like a monkey. I see your profile picture. You kind of look like a monkey. He's got the ape, like the caveman filter on, like the Snapchat caveman filter. Kind of look like a monkey. Can you get logged out of certain quests if you make certain decisions? Yes, you can. Will Arc 1 be playable by everyone or just select few? Select few. Add drug manufacturing. A weapon's going to have unique skills and criticals like Deep Broken. Yes, they will. Will the Great Rabbit have a raid? Probably not. The Great Rabbit is still something I'm really thinking of. The white rabbit, like the Great Rabbit. That's a hard one. I can't seem to get it right in my head yet. So I don't know, maybe. You need a giant bold exclaimer saying that there are no races. I've seen this question so many times. Yeah, there's no races. No races. Because I don't like furries. We're not promoting furries. You can dress like a race, but you take more damage. No, I'm kidding. I'm not banning anyone for disrespecting Rom. Rom doesn't need that. Like, Rom is too powerful. Disrespecting Rom is like, there's no point. Why would you even do that? It doesn't do anything. Rom is like the most powerful being in all of RoZERO. So it seriously does nothing. Betelgeuse is an item. should be forced to use it if you don't want to. Yeah, so like, all the authorities are not forced on you. If you're up to join the Witch's Cult, will you be able to rank up to an Archbishop? We talked about this earlier, you can watch the stream. Tu est un furry bizarre. Tu est un pédophile. Tu est pédophile. You want Nitro? No, thank you. Like, listen, Nitro on Discord is just something I don't need, to be honest. Like, I don't think I'll ever need Nitro. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, it makes me look like a Discordian. Jesus. Right. Will Authority of Sloth be divided between getting Subaru's one hand and Petal use multiple hands? I explained earlier that you'll need the Authority of Envy to use the Subaru equivalent stuff. It's not entirely canonical, but it's just a way to split it up and make it work. So it makes sense. Add a random chance to get cancer. There's a random chance in RoZEro you get cancer from now on thanks to this guy. So your build may get fucked by having cancer, apparently. Will there be titles for special benefits? Probably not. I think titles are kind of lame. I explained earlier that Kararagi and Gosteko will probably not be in game, because there's not really enough information about them. Bizaah blessed me with Echidna's Tea. We talked about Echidna's Tea earlier. Rom is the father of all and everything. Follow his guidance. I can't wait for the revelation. The Romspel? Have you guys got your Romspels? The Rom Gospel, the Romspel? Buy a cam with the money you got. Maybe. I was planning on doing some face stuff at some point. But my hair is munted right now. I think I'm going to buy a fucking haircut with this money. That's what I'm going to buy. What's the player limit per server? That's a good one. I'm aiming for 16 minimum. So I want 16 people. Maybe more than, like, hopefully more than 16. But if the performance is a certain level of bad, 16 is going to be what it's going to be. Will there be any post-endgame stuff to do and have fun with it compared when we complete the progression? Completing progression will take a really long time, but yeah, there should be plenty of endgame stuff. Hopefully. You can restart your stat points, so you can't just keep making new builds on the same slot. It's a lot of work to do so, but you can do it. Can you explain spirit arts more? Are they tied to elements like magic? So spirits are technically spirits are kind of all 6 magics at once, but obviously there's the downside that they're spirits. Spirits are kind of like, it's kind of like a potluck. So if you use spirit arts, you get like random spells. It's really like a gambling kind of fucking magic. You just get random crap. You can change the odds of getting certain things, but it is a lot of randomized stuff. So you may summon a lesser spirit to try and get like Goa, and you accidentally get Shamak instead. You know, and you can't fire a fireball now. You can blind people though. So yeah, there's that. We make sure people won't have to solo old boss raids when new content gets added. When new content gets added, it will probably not be stronger than old content. It will either be equal or weaker. So there's no... I will never make old content worthless. There will always be a reason to do content. Like, it's not like Deep Woken, there's kind of no point to do the... how do I word it? Like... What's something in Deep Woken just no one does anymore? Like Duke Arisia. Duke Arisia's got no point. There's no reason to do Duke, right? There's like, no one ever goes to Duke because his loot sucks. Well, RoZEro, the loot is quite separated to different places. So there would always be a reason to do the Elza boss fight. Elza boss fight's easy and it's coming straight away, but there will always be a reason to do it. Will the environment be destructible? No. No, it won't. Maybe like the odd thing or two, like maybe trees and stuff, but like buildings, no. There's too much. Too much lag. Will Darksky get banned? He called me a retard for asking if swords are in the game. I think you might be a retard if you don't know if swords are in the game. I think he's okay for that one, I'm gonna be honest, dude. Will Volcanica be the final boss of the Arc 6 update? Probably not. I don't know how I'd do an entire dragon, I'm gonna be honest. Other divine protections of gambling that increase your luck on every random chance. Could be funny. Maybe. That's not even a bad, like... It's not even a bad protection. I wouldn't even be against that, you know? I'll mention this real quick, because no one's asked about this. Boss drops. Bosses drop a chest when you defeat them. And it's not just one chest, it's a chest for each player that took part. So don't worry about people stealing your loot, because everybody will get their own fair share of loot. And if there are items inside your chest that you don't want, you can then give them to other players. Like, I'm not stopping you from doing that either, so. Yeah. Everyone gets their own fair share of loot every single time. So during events too, the chest will automatically divide itself into how many people like took place. So stealing loot is quite a hard thing to do. But obviously if you know someone got something good from a chest, you can just kill them and make them drop it. So you can steal loot. There is also a move that lets you steal items too. Which is from Konosuba, and it's a quest line. It's quite a hard quest line to do, but you can steal people from people just like Kazuma would. So, steal, and then you take their items and you run away. You can do that. It's a complete waste of skill points, but it's like a funny build. And it's only items they haven't saved, right? So it's like, if they are just uncareful with their character, they will lose stuff. There is a witch scent mechanic, yeah. When you die, it goes up. When you also talk about return by death type of stuff, it goes up. It only really affects mad beasts, but it will make it so sometimes mad beasts won't even need to go, like, see you to attack you. They'll just know you're there, because they can smell you. Can you get launched to the moon like Reinhardt? Probably. I mean, even if I didn't add it, there'll probably be a bug that just launches you into the atmosphere. It happened in Altercations. Altercations had a bug that used to launch people into the atmosphere. That was kind of funny. Male echidna tea. Oh, sorry, make echidna tea a thing. We spoke about this. Echidna tea is not funny. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not that interesting. Check general, dude. It's really important. I will check it on my second monitor. What am I meant to be looking at? Like the giant chain of Subarus? The giant Subaru chain? The dock someone sent. Nah, I only care about this Subaru chain. Someone sent a dock though? What is it meant to be? Mod view. This. I think I'll just do my own thing. Let's just not deal with that. I think someone was posting IP grabbers, I think. Mandatory deaths to progress a Subaru. Maybe. Will the divine protections be balanced? Probably not. RoZERO actually is going to just like really live off not being balanced. There's going to be a lot of non-balance in the game. On purpose. Because I think it's quite interesting for things to not be non-balanced. I don't know, I just saw a link in chat. And someone told me, like, someone said in chat after the link was posted, do not post this. So I'm just under the impression it's an IP grabber. I don't play no games in my Discord about that kind of stuff. If there's a chance it's something like that, it's just gone. If you want to send me like specific things, like send it to my DMs, because if it's an IP grabber, I can at least detect it. But I don't have the time to be like making sure it's not an IP grabber in my server. I did. I did remove all links. They just tried their hardest to get past it, which they did manage to get past it. The ROM spell? Yeah, I will add the ROM spell somewhere. Maybe that's the reward for the ROM quest line. The ROM spell. Hey, Bizaah, you're the best. Thank you, L Bomber. Eel Bomber. Lil Bomber. Stage game night after stream? No. I'll just play Repo or something. Will you be able to remove the Heart of Greed with the Unseen Hand like in the anime? Yeah, Unseen Hand... not Unseen Hand, sorry. Invisible Providence has a talent that can remove that. It's got a move that grabs people, and when it grabs them, it removes status effects. So you can use that to get rid of the heart. Can you join the Witch's Cult? We spoke about it earlier. Go back in the stream. Go dev the game instead of doing this. Well, people asked so many questions and weren't really like... people asked so many questions about the game and were really confused about it that I felt this was mandatory. I had to do this. This is more important than deving the game right now. No, the guy saying, so can everyone see the hands? Go back to the Petal Geese part of this thing, but no, not everyone can see the hands. Only specific people that have specific power sets can see the hands. Is Patrick in the game? Yeah, of course he is. He's the main character of the show. What do you want? Your scripting skills are truly unique. It's fascinating how your code consistently introduces features no one has ever anticipated or desired. I think it's my game design. My scripting is like, it's good, but it's like, it's not truly unique. Like, my scripting is quite lame, actually. Can I teach you how to use parallel scripting? Can you teach me how to use parallel scripting first? I don't use parallel scripting at all, bro. I didn't read that document at all. Not one bit. I should. I probably should do that like today or tomorrow, because it's really helpful for performance stuff, isn't it? How about making the sloth KKK members spawn randomly and hunt you? They do, but calling them KKK members is hilarious. I guess they kind of are, really, aren't they? One sec. I mean, he's kind of right there, no? He's kind of correct there, no? I do think about it sometimes, but they kind of are KKK members. What the hell? RoZERO really cooking with this one. They do kind of look like KKK members. Really simple. Yeah. Do you get access to the Trello? No, this is a development Trello. There is a Trello in work though. There's this one in progress. So I will add this eventually as one that you can join, but there will be two. So there's this Trello one that will work as a wiki, and there's the development Trello. Obviously I barely put anything in there because there's no need yet, but eventually there will be a Trello for people to look at. This is my Trello. Crankborough? Crankborough is fire. How will Divine Protections work? Go back in time on the stream. Is there a main goal for players? Not really. I don't really care for the main goal. I don't care for the ideas of there being an ending to a game. Will Elsa's tits be as big as they are in the anime? No. No, they won't. But they will be out. I will put them somewhere. Is Puck gonna be a boss? Probably not. There is a Beast of the End thing, but it's not like a power or a boss. Because it would just one-shot you. I'll give my soul if you make Valakia tameable. I think I'll pass on that one. Me when I pull up to the gank with a giant ass fucking dragon. Will Amelia have jiggle physics? Right. Yeah, that guy's got a good point. I don't think you're gonna tame Valakia. Volcanica. I don't think you're gonna tame it. It's a giant dragon. You can try, but it's gonna just eat you. Yeah, you know what? I'll add it so it's tameable, but it's just like, you're just not gonna do it. You have to stand there and play a musical guitar for an hour straight. And if you somehow do that, you get it. Make the witch's cult robe white. That's a good idea. This guy's got a good idea. Make it white. Yeah, I can see that. There'd be no issues with that on Roblox. I think it's a good idea. Do you guys want the KKK outfit? We can do that. Mad team opportunities. Does Felix have jiggle physics? I just want to be able to jump freshies with a big dragon. How about you just jump freshies like Todd? You just show up and just start boxing them. Important question, how are you going to avoid being copyright striked? Japanese anime studios are notoriously stingy with copyright. We'll figure that out when we get to it. We'll figure that out when we get to it. If it happens, it happens. Like, I can't stop it. I'm just making it for fun. Like, if they do, they do. It happens, you know? Does Subaru have jiggle physics? Will there be warding items for Mabbies, like crystals? Maybe. Maybe like an item, like a talent. Like a hip crystal, and it stops them, like, attacking you. Or it makes them, like, not walk towards you unless they're, like, properly fighting you. I don't know. Maybe something, though. Subaru? No, Sungbaru. Sungbaru solo level from 0 to max. I believe it. Will Patrash be obtainable? I don't know yet. I doubt Roblox will be okay with the Witch's Cult hood. They will, as long as it's not white. This is like, it's not just Right. I know there's a lot of Americans in this chat, but this is not the only time. This hood isn't just the KKK hood. I want you to know that, right? Like, this kind of hood is, it's a Christianity thing, if I'm correct. That specific kind of hood is like, it's a Christianity thing. Or it's like a Christian I forget the word for it now, but a Christianic fucking like a pagan hood or something. It's got an actual name. Yeah, it's like a Spanish traditional thing, like the Catholic Church has and thing. Yeah, like a Spanish Christian thing. Yeah, Inquisition hats. Yeah, something like that. Is there a Rom versus Felix Twerkoff quest? No, of course not, because Rom would win. Can I be a slave owner? If you can find players that are willingly going to be slaves for you, then go for it. Will there be a divine protection of... Will there be a divine protection of bum that bans you from the game? Maybe. Now, more important, will Rom have... Will reputation change quests? Like, instead of saving the merchant and his cargo, you steal it with the cull? I guess. I didn't think about that for some reason. Yeah, I guess if you help them kill the merchants, then I guess it would give you witch cult rep. Guess it's a good way to get your witch cult rep up. Will the game have seasonal events? Yes, it will have Christmas events. It will have, it will have Christmas events. It will have summer events, stuff like that. There are plans for that. Whether or not, like, it'll be a while till they come out, but I do plan it. After death, do your progress reset back to that point? Yes, please rewatch the entire stream from the start. Will Al be a boss, or does he attack Reinhardt and stuff? Al is a boss, but for something else. It's kind of hard to describe. Will there be things like Reinhardt's protection? Reinhardt's protection does exist, but it's not obtainable. It's just like a mod spec-y kind of thing, because if I made Reinhardt's Blessing, the Sword Saint, obtainable, it would be the best power in the entire game, and basically make you the strongest player around. And that is not cool for game balancing. Me when I get the Blessing of the Sword Saint, and now I win every fight, because I'm stronger than you. It would just kind of suck. Dear sir, I want to learn to code, sir. Can you teach me, sir? I am ready to code, sir. Ready. Sir, thank you, sir. Respectfully yours, sir. Please come to India. We want to give you coding lessons. He said sir so much, man. I kept thinking of the sir. Do not redeem the card. What's your planned power limit in game? Like, I imagine the peak of a common person's power in RoZERO is Wilhelm. There are Wilhelmy kind of stuff, but the peak of power, the power limit. Right. The strongest you could possibly be is probably like Garfield Arc 5 level. You probably scaled Garfield Arc 5. Like at the maximum possible power. And that's if you min-max. So something like that. Peak power is like T-posing ROM, fully modeled, like chest hair, fucking like actual chest, like beard hair physics. Will the greatsword be obtainable? Yeah, probably. A greatsword in general? Yeah, but like the greatsword? I'm not sure exactly what you're speaking about here. The greatsword? Like which greatsword? Is Reinhardt damageable? Yes. But if you kill him, he just goes back to 100% health, because he's Reinhardt. Will level cap rise with updates? It does, but it will... When it gets to level 50, it will stay at level 50 for the rest of the time. Will there be a power curve? Like if you level... max level, how much will one level be needed to beat you? Power curve is like... Well, each time you level up, you do 10% more damage towards NPCs. So at level 50, you will do 5 times more damage towards NPC enemies. But it doesn't apply to players, so I don't know. You could probably be at level 50 at like level 10 if you were really, really, really good, but there would definitely be a power difference, that's for certain. But you do start the game at like Subaru level. You start the game at like maybe even lower than Subaru level. Like at least Subaru could do attacks, right? Like Subaru, if Subaru was in RoZERO, he would be like level 3 when he gets into the world. So you technically start lower than Subaru. Could I solo a raid boss? Maybe. I don't want to say anything certain, but maybe. I mean, I guess you could probably outsmart me and bug the game out to do it, but can we get a Vow of Mastery ability from Deep Woken? There's something similar to Vow of Mastery. What about the Sword Saint? You cannot become the Sword Saint. Because it's too strong. I'm not letting you do it because it's too strong. In the game, you can become a thingy, but you can become a cultist and join the witch cult. Please rewatch the stream from start. One of my infant child. Yeah, the bandits are mini bosses, but can you make them playable as well? Just make your character into Ratchins. Like Ratchins, Gaston, or like Gusto? Gusto? The third one's Gusto, right? It's Ratchins, Ratchins, Gaston, and Gusto, right? Gusto, I'm not entirely sure. Is it Gusten? Guston? Guston. Guston. No, because Guston's thingy. Gusto. I don't remember. I'm actually forgetting the names of the fucking muggers. But yeah, those guys are like a mini boss. Yeah, but if you want to play as them, you can just dress up as them, man. It's not. Just do it. Every moveset in the game, every move you see an enemy use will probably be usable, except for maybe the odd boss move or two. Right. One sec. Let me just get rid of the guy that's like spamming real quick. Dear sir, when is the game expected to drop, dear sir? Okay. I think we're coming to the point now where questions are being asked just over and over again that have been asked already. So if anybody needs to know any answers to any questions, they are all in the stream. There's maybe the odd one or two that I've missed, but I can't think I have. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for spending 2 hours and 5 minutes with me, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. So yeah. Thank you for watching the RoZERO breakdown, and I hope to see you all when the game does some testing stuff. My Discord is always open, and if you ever want to join there and talk and stuff, like I do reply in the Discord. So if you ever speak in general, I see something worth replying to, like I do talk, and I will join chats from time to time too. So it's not like I don't ego you like some people do. TC. But yeah. So bye bye everyone. Have a great day. But yeah. So bye bye everyone. Have a great day. But yeah.